Nan lost his entire family when he was young. Many years have passed, he has since grown up and now leads two brothers as gangsters. One day, he encounters a rich businessman who knows nothing about how money works. Nan takes the initiative to remind the man that he must pay tribute in order to receive goods.
我就跟你说了，跑这条线要找人带，你不信。现在知道了啊？
The rich businessman refuses. Soon after, the goods are stolen at the wharf. Frightened, the businessman immediately hands over a large sum of money. Nan uses the money to take care of things and help people. Nan and his brothers press forward. When the bandits see how good they are at fighting, they retreat and grab their weapons. Faced with the bandits' daggers and sticks, Nan's brother, Ma Ming, wants to rush in. But Nan holds back Ma Ming's knife. He raises his hand, and a coin flies out like a hidden weapon. It hits the bandit square in the face. Then Nan charges in with fists and feet, taking down several of them. The bandits are impressed by his strength and relent. As Nan turns to leave, a blind man by the roadside suddenly calls out to him.
而不点香就磕头，他是不对的。
A secret agreement is made. The group confirms the bandits are indeed bandits. And the blind man is one of them as well. Bandit is a short name for Lao Hui in Sichuan. Similar to the Red Gate of the Qin dynasty, it was a type of folk gang at the time. They operated with secret codes and rituals. Unbeknownst to Nan, a girl in the corner observes the entire interaction. She follows them all the way to a tea house. Nan deliberately walks in calmly, drinks their tea, and helps broker a secret agreement. His brother, Lei Wu, is delighted.
等了那么多年，头一回遇到你弟兄伙。
But Nan senses that something is not right. He stopped the two brothers and tested them again. As expected, he asked carefully. The girl was exposed. He only said a few words. It's not a song. A girl would do that. In fact, there was no other way. He didn't come for tea this time. He just wanted to ask them for a favor.
我出一根金条。办完才。
Nan didn't believe his promise. He wanted the payment up front. The girl had to take off the silver bracelet from her wrist and give it to him. She only said it was a deposit. If they wanted to take the job, they would have to go to his house to find him. Nan's brother, Lei Wu, was obsessed with martial arts. Although Nan didn't want to get involved, Lei Wu insisted. The three of them had to go to the village where the girl lived to find out the truth. Unexpectedly, there was a child at the door. He blew the cold sword at them. He called the girl's name. Lei Wu was half asleep. He asked carefully. The good news, the child was not born by the girl. The bad news, the girl had been married long ago, now she was a widow. This girl, Zhuang Yu, was very pitiful. She had just gotten married, her husband was killed by bandits. She became a widow at a young age. But the bandits didn't let go of the village. They kept suppressing the people. They demanded either tax payment or that an innocent girl be handed over to marry into the bandits. Zhuang Yu saw that the village couldn't pay. She couldn't bear to see the villagers suffer, so she offered herself to the bandits for marriage. She came to them to ask them to kill her after the wedding. After the wedding, the village would be safe. Tong Fong had died in their hands before. She would rather die innocent than share a bed with the bandits.
这边就平安了。刘邦之前死在你们手上。
But Nan saw that Zhuang Yu was strong and loyal. She didn't have the money for the gold bar. Nan never did a losing business. So he suggested that they save Zhuang Yu and help her solve this problem. But Zhuang Yu had to marry his brother, Lei Wu.
如果我有办法保你不死，祸也不引到这儿来，嫁给我兄弟。
It wasn't easy to do. Zhuang Yu couldn't make up her mind. Her father couldn't bear to see his daughter fall into the fire pit, so when the bandits came to pick her up, he said that his daughter wasn't there. He begged them to let the family go.
他没有这个福气，配不起你家少爷。
But the bandits weren't so easy to deal with. They caught the orphaned black doll beside Zhuang Yu. They put a nail in the black doll. It screamed in pain. Zhuang Yu heard the scream and ran out. She was caught by the bandits. The wedding was about to begin. Because it was a big wedding, the other bandits and the paratroopers came to the village to attend the banquet. But there are always ups and downs. How did the ups and downs become difficult? Someone wanted to be the first to be shot on the spot. Nan and his two brothers got up early in the morning. Their plan was to sneak into the village dressed as bandits, then take the bride away. They would frame the other villagers for the robbery. They made the people believe they were attacked by other bandits. When the real bandits came, they wouldn't be blamed. It was all well planned, but they didn't expect such a big setback. At that moment, the old man of the village came out, with his advisor. Nan looked at the old man and was surprised, because he recognized that the old man was the enemy who killed his father. At this time, the advisor in the village stood up and said,
住的位置，拿本事来换。
The gunshot rang, several copper coins were blown up. If you want to sit in a good position, you have to get the copper coins. A group of bandits fought fiercely with each other. They all wanted to fight for the copper coins as admission tickets. The three people finally got 3 copper coins. They didn't expect to meet a bunch of people trying to rob them.
不想死就拿出来。
Nan didn't dare to take it. the other party surrounded the village immediately. But these people were not Peng Yinan's opponents at all. But Lei Wu was in a hurry, he was kicked from the hillside and rolled down. Ma Ming had to go help Lei Wu, and Peng Yinan led a group of people away alone. Both sides chased and ran. They ran so fast. Peng Yinan was forced to the edge of the cliff and stopped.
你真的这么想要啊？
The bandits thought they had a chance. They commanded the younger brother to use it. They were not Peng Yinan's opponents at all. Peng Yinan kept his hand. He grabbed the axe from the hands of the bandits and smashed it at the moment. The bandit leader knew that Peng Yinan held back. Otherwise, he would have lost his descendants. He didn't dare to do it again. Peng Yinan took the copper coins with pride and entered the bandit village. The problem was that the copper coins were obtained, but the three of them didn't have an invitation, and they didn't have any reputation in the world. Faced with the question of the uncle in the village, Peng Yinan said nonsense. He let his younger brother send gold and silver as a gift to the center.
大爷的威名我早就知道，所以怎么都要来拜个码头。
He said that because they didn't have a name, and no wharf, he wanted to come to the uncle's door. The uncle's family name was Zhang Yi, but he still accepted him. Since the guests are all here, then the wedding is about to start. But when the young master of the bandit village was brought up, everyone was shocked. Because this young master had already died. He was brought up in a coffin. Zhuang Yu was married. But from another perspective, he was worried that she had been defiled by the bandits. He was also worried. Lei Wu couldn't stand it. He wanted to stand out and stop it. Peng Yinan quickly stopped him. After all, there were so many bandits there, and the young master was so rich. After the ceremony, Zhuang Yu was carried by the coffin and was sent to the ancestral hall with the young master's coffin. There were two bandits guarding. A bandit got up and opened the coffin. He wanted to touch Zhuang Yu, but Lei Wu, who was hiding on the beam, took the opportunity to pretend to be a ghost. These two bandits were so scared. They thought it was really the young master's death anniversary. They really didn't dare to do it. And the village was very lively at this time. Everyone was drinking and eating meat. They even invited an actress to perform. A bandit saw that the actress was beautiful. He wanted to rape her in public. Although the young master was a bandit, he didn't want anyone to do this in public and lose face in front of everyone. He picked up the gun and raised his hand. These shots didn't hit, but the bandits were so scared. He begged for mercy.
我错了，我是新人，我不懂规矩。我错了，我就想给大家出个气。
Peng Yinan took the opportunity to stand out and perform.
给个机会，您指点一下。
The young master gave the gun to Peng Yinan. Peng Yinan took the gun, but his face was pale because this gun was his father's gun. He turned his sadness into strength. He raised his hand and shot the bandit who wanted to rape in public. This gunplay was very satisfying to the young master. He even gave the gun to him directly. He also said that he would form a gun team in the future. Peng Yinan agreed. The third deal between the advisor and the creditor, that is, the so-called third master, doubted him. The third master is a snake-hearted beauty. He took the opportunity to hold Peng Yinan's phone and asked him how he got the scissors in his hand. Peng Yinan only said that he used to be a carpenter at the wharf. The advisor gave the third master a snake-like look. Letting him continue to investigate Peng Yinan, the third master came up with a way to seduce Peng Yinan at the gambling table. The two gambled. He put himself on the table. Peng Yinan won the game, but he gave all the money to all the bandits. The money was divided.
那我呢？
三爷，我哪敢做主嘛？
The third master took him directly to his room. Peng Yinan was half pushing and half drinking, but the third master seemed to be flirting. In fact, everything was a test. The atmosphere between the two reached an ice point. They fought. Finally, the third master's bad move made Peng Yinan hold back from killing him.
要仇，最好也不要结仇。
Peng Yinan followed the third master's will and came to his room. He wanted to force him to reveal where the guild name in the camp was. Now he really had no time to make trouble with the third master. If the third master didn't say anything, he really had to kill him. The third master saw that he was really in trouble. The third master still admitted his mistake. He took out the key and gave it to Peng Yinan. Peng Yinan took what he wanted and left. Zhang Jin kept his promise and didn't kill Sanyi. But Sanyi knew that he didn't kill Peng Yinan today. Peng Yinan took the key from him and passed it out. He let the advisor know, and the advisor had to kill him. So he found a man with 3 knives in private. The man said, as long as you kill Peng Yinan and get the key back, you can do whatever you want. The man was also frightened. When he heard this, he came to his senses. He ambushed Peng Yinan on his way to escape, but if you want to say a sneak attack, he was kind of conscientious. He threw 2 knives at Peng Yinan as soon as he saw him. Peng Yinan didn't say much. Zhang Jin fought with him. At first, Peng Yinan didn't want to take the knife. He thought that he could control this man by himself. But when he really fought, he found that he couldn't do it without a knife. This man is always looking for death. He was even stripped of his clothes. If he didn't take the knife again, the next time he was stripped of his clothes, Peng Yinan picked up the 2 knives on the ground and fought with the man, 2 knives against 2 knives. This time the man was defeated. Peng Yinan put the knife in his hand on the ground. He turned around and wanted to leave, but the man chased after him persistently. He still wanted to kill him. Peng Yinan killed the man directly. Peng Yinan returned to the place he had agreed with his brothers. At this time, Ma Ming and Lei Wu had already rescued Zhuang Yu. According to the agreement, their action here was over. They could go down the mountain together. But Peng Yinan let them go down the mountain by themselves. He still wanted to stay.
我还有戏没唱完。
His brothers didn't understand what he was doing. They agreed to go down the mountain together. Why did he really want to stay as a bandit? Peng Yinan told them a story. There was war everywhere. A chivalrous man pulled up a big flag. On the right, he was the son of this chivalrous man. He played with another flag in his hand since he was a child. He said his dream was to grow up and make this flag bigger. His father took the flag in his hand and taught him.
不知足就莫大于欲得啊。
His father felt that the world was peaceful now. There was no need for this flag to appear again, to live a peaceful life. They should take the flag and wash their hands from now on. But the man who said he wanted to wash his hands from now on always died when he was preparing to wash his hands from now on. His father was no exception. That night, a spy in their family's business opened the door for an outsider. Their whole family was killed. He ran out of the door to the town and was helped by the people who were forced by his father. The spy who killed their whole family is now the uncle's business. Even the bandit's house was robbed from their family back then. There are two enemies here. He wandered around these years to find the whereabouts of these two people and avenge them. When the two brothers heard this, they were stunned. Because now the bandit's house has become a hotbed. There are only 3 of them. How can they listen to so many people? If Peng Yinan stays, his revenge is likely to be dead. The two of them tried to persuade Peng Yinan, but Peng Yinan had made up his mind. How could he listen to their persuasion? He couldn't persuade the two brothers. He could only sneak into the uncle's room with this general. Unexpectedly, when he just came in, he found that the uncle was almost raped by the bandit in public. When he saw 3 people breaking in, he was shocked.
他我没有兴趣，你我很有兴趣。
They fought on the table. Peng Yinan and the uncle were at odds with each other. The uncle couldn't hold him down. Fortunately, Guan Dao, who was next to Chao Shi, rushed up. Peng Yinan couldn't stay still. He was kicked out by the uncle. He saw that the uncle was going to stab him. The two brothers rushed out and attracted the fire for Peng Yinan. But the two of them were not a match for the uncle. Peng Yinan finally calmed down at the critical moment. He rushed up to save the lives of the two brothers. He grabbed a red-tinted gun from the weapon rack. He fought with the uncle. The situation between the two of them was reversed. The uncle was beaten so badly that he never dared to relax. Peng Yinan turned around and wrote the name of his parents on the table. He called himself home. He was going to kill the uncle in front of his parents, to avenge his parents. The uncle saw the name of his parents. He understood the past of the two of them. The uncle grabbed the flag of their family. According to the rules of the seniority meeting, it had to be 3 knives and 6 holes. Peng Yinan stabbed the uncle in the stomach with 3 knives. The uncle died and was still stammering. He had to say that he helped Peng Yinan grow up. He should thank him. The uncle couldn't stammer for long. He died of overflowing blood. After that, the advisor found the uncle's body. He was very angry. He found out from the third uncle that he had lost the key. The uncle was robbed. He ordered the third uncle to be buried alive. The next day, he gathered a group of bandits. He ordered the 3 of them to kill Peng Yinan. Zhuang Yu was sent home, but the villagers in the village heard the bandits were very angry. They said they would send him back. Peng Yinan's 3 people were all angry.
不容易救回来，你们又要送回去。
They finally stopped everyone, threatened them to hide quickly if they were afraid to escape. The villagers dared not anger the 3 of them. They could only run away with their noses. When the advisor brought a group of bandits to the village, they found that there were no people there. Not everyone left. At least 3 people, Peng Yinan, Zhuang Yu, and Haiwa, who had been following Zhuang Yu, stayed. Although it's unclear what use Zhuang Yu and Haiwa had in staying. The advisor died because of the third uncle and the uncle. So the second uncle became the new uncle. He stood at the door and spoke generously to Peng Yinan. Peng Yinan's response was to shoot directly. The two of them almost shot each other at the same time. But the uncle was hit in the head. Peng Yinan was unharmed. Another uncle died in the bandits' village. The others still wanted to go forward. As a result, 2 people were hit in the head by Peng Yinan and died. Everyone knew that Peng Yinan was good at shooting. But this way of shooting still scared everyone. No one wanted to go forward again to challenge Peng Yinan's way of shooting. The advisor could only use 10 silver yuan as a reward to motivate the people below. In case they didn't go forward again, he threatened to kill them. A group of bandits could only rush in with their heads down. Although a few people died, they rushed into the village. The other 2 brothers of Peng Yinan in the village had already prepared an ambush to get rid of a lot of bandits.
给你个痛快的，你出来，老子给你一个。
Although Pang Yinan's brothers were familiar with the terrain at first, they unexpectedly killed a bandit. They killed a lot of bandits, but as time went by, the remaining bandits became smarter, and they were in large numbers. The three of them were chased all the way into the ancestral hall. Zhuang Yu hid in the ancestral hall with the child. The other two protected them outside. But the bandits saw that the driver threw the bomb into the ancestral hall. The situation here was also very critical. He chased the advisor into a room. Although he used firepower to suppress the advisor, he finally got close to the advisor. Pang Yinan put the advisor by the window, but the advisor, Ling Buting, pinched the wound on his waist. Pang Yinan was in pain but refused to let go. He dragged the advisor down from the window. Here, Lei Wu saw that Zhuang Yu's life was at stake. He rushed out regardless of life and death. He was shot in the back, but he still managed to break into the ancestral hall. He threw the bomb out. The bandits were suddenly blown up by a horse. His sacrifice finally made Zhuang Yu change her view of him, but it was too late. The horseman saw that he couldn't do anything. He had to turn around and rush out. Xiao Mei grabbed the opportunity to go forward and give the bandit leader a stab. And Pang Yinan and the advisor fell into the yard. There were many bandits around. The first reaction of the two was to grab the gun. Pang Yinan grabbed the gun and shot the other bandits in the yard. He aimed the gun at the advisor. But the advisor also got the gun at this time. He aimed at him with the gun. Coincidentally, there was a bandit who couldn't figure out the situation between the two. The bandit made both guns point to the pants that were about to be scared. The two shot at the same time, but they all missed. What's worse is that they didn't have bullets in their guns. Pang Yinan wanted to kill the advisor with a gun, but the advisor kicked Pang Yinan down with one foot, then he took the sickle and went forward. He thought he was winning. He even talked about the past. The reason why he betrayed Pang Yinan was because his father wanted to wash his hands. Pang Yinan climbed up and grabbed the sickle in his hand. He cut him down with a knife. The advisor begged for mercy immediately.
按你的意思，我当大爷，你继续当师爷。
He implied that Pang Yinan could cooperate with him. He left the name of the bandit on the advisor. He shot him in the heart. He avenged his parents completely. After that, Pang Yinan, Ma Ming, and Zhuang Yu survived. And this is the end. If you enjoyed the recap and want to stay with our future content, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you'll never miss any recaps.